Hey everybody, it's Chris Loud. Today I'm going to do a very quick demo where I take a used canvas that had been sitting in my studio for months and play with it to create a distressed abstract painting. This was an intuitive painting. I really wasn't sure where I was going at first, but I really liked the rough and minimalist outcome. I started by covering most of what was already there with Winsor blue and light blue permanent. And then just really started playing and making marks and seeing if anything was giving me some kind of direction. I did have in mind that I would probably do a distressed abstract, but I thought, well, I'll play for a few minutes first and see if anything else pops out. But you know, distressed abstract, I mean, that's such a great way to use pieces that have been laying around that didn't work out the first time. I mean, I'm a fan of distress abstract art, but I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. But this painting, actually, I don't even think it was a painting. I think I had cleared my palette and just had this little 8x8 inch canvas sitting by, and so I put I think it was light magenta, and I don't know if that was a cerulean blue, and some cadmium yellow on this, and it had been sitting in the corner just looking at me for months. And today I finally looked back and thought, well, let's see what we can do with you. But I put a lot of marks down, wasn't really feeling much, so I just started covering it. That's just a mix of titanium white and cadmium yellow with a little bit of, I believe, burnt sienna. And again, just started playing to see what jumped out at me. You can see I kind of went with a larger focal point for a little while and a kind of a diagonal horizon, if you will, and wasn't really feeling that. So, and I thought at first I would go with just a very light background, but then kind of really decided I wanted to split that up and go with some contrast for the focal point, which is clearly that magenta color there, and just started kind of roughly getting down some Prussian blue on top of the lighter color that I had already put down. And then really just started feeling my way through this as far as the focal point goes. I wanted to make sure I got the edges done, so I was just a lot of times I'll just put paint spray or something all the way around the edge or a lighter color, but this one I was trying to mimic what was on the front of the canvas, and just really kind of played around here and trying to let a little bit of the background color come through. My original intent was to take some sandpaper once I started doing this, let it dry, take some sandpaper and kind of rough it up. But in the end, it actually ended up with, I think, a decent look. So I didn't pull the sandpaper out. And at the end of this, I'll show you what it looks like. And I decided to make the focal point a little bit smaller, so I'll show you that as well. And then I'll also show you different orientations, and I'll show you this in a floating frame, just kind of laying in the floating frame at the moment. I thought that that would look really good in this floating frame that I had. I know I showed that in a previous video, but it's kind of distressed wood itself, so I thought that would work out. But if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of these, feel free to subscribe. So that was the first one. Here is where I kind of narrowed it down, and then I'm showing you different orientations. And really, I think this works in just about every orientation, but I like the original. And here is the painting in that floating frame. So thanks for watching, and keep on painting.